box and everything?
Oh, it's already clicked on.
Alright, cool. Go ahead, start the episode.
All right, welcome to the next episode of
Oh,
Sea Boys.
I got an idea. You hear this? I figured this out really quick. On point.
Mm,
Welcome to the Z Boys. Two beers clinking. Welcome to the Z Boys.
Clink.
You didn't like that? Did not work?
Uh, I mean, it was right.
It's a work in progress. I'm working on it still.
Yeah,
I just
just like
thought about it.
everything that we're doing.
It was a thought on the spot. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Well, I am Josh.
I am Will, aka King of Games 494 on Twitch.
Nerd.
Well, people need to know where we kind of came from, so I kind of came up
Okay.
with that also. So, never mind. I'll cry my cry.
Uh, I guess today we're talking about the multiverse. Either DC or Marvel,
Wherever
wherever the conversation goes.
it's wherever
Pretty
you would
sure
like to
we're gonna
start.
go. Pretty sure it's gonna go on a rabbit hole, but I guess we
I
could start with
I
Marvel.
I know where this conversation is gonna end up at. I literally know
Oh,
where this conversation.
it's gonna go straight down the rabbit hole of
Spider-Man. It's literally
something
gonna.
something Spider-Man
It's
or
literally.
something like that.
I'm literally gonna get my Spider-Man costume out because I know that's where we're gonna end up.
Oh my God, no!
I'm gonna find my mask.
Oh,
Go ahead, start your conversation.
uh, well, there's multiple
Well,
theories about
so
the
I
multiverse.
I I do have a one that we could start with.
Okay.
Batman, because
Ah,
Batman has different ones.
wait, you said Batman has what?
Different ones. Remember, Batman had Owlman. We had Batman. We had Batman with Joker, and then we just had now where Batman died, and now it's Gotham Knights.
Mm, mm. Well, the to kind of clarify something, the where was it going? You mentioned the Owlman. Um, technically, well, there's the
I found
what's
it.
it called? What?
My Spider-Man outfit.
Of course you did. There's the
I'm ready to
the
web sling.
what's it called? The Court of Owls. That in a different universe, uh, uh, Thomas and Martha Wayne, they had two sons. They had Thomas Jr. and Bruce Wayne. And Thomas Jr. becomes this villain known as Owlman, and Bruce Wayne obviously becomes Batman. Well, the Court of Owls uh, is part of that universe where there's a whole group under like an underbelly of rich people who secretly um, who secretly run Gotham, like just like in regular day-to-day basis. There's secret secret groups that run our life. But I actually well, I am a very big fan of Batman. I actually have it tattooed on my arm. To go further into it, there's the multiverse for Batman gets really interesting.
Point
Apparently,
the episode,
in
so go for it.
well, in every universe, Batman is always supposed to have a Joker, either a male Joker, a female Joker. Well, one of the universes, instead of Thomas and Martha Wayne getting shot, it's Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne gets shot. He dies at a very young age. And uh, Thomas Wayne, Bruce's dad, instead of like going and learning, martial arts like Bruce did, no, he just learns how to really use guns. Like he has a whole but he doesn't hold back. He just sees the bad guy, shoots them down. It's like, okay, now you're dead. There's no rule of don't kill your enemy because you're no good or you're no better than them. No, Thomas Wayne is Batman, just shooting down, mowing down bad guys. In this same story timeline, Martha Wayne becomes the Joker. She actually eats her own cheeks and gets that giant grin because she eats her cheeks off. Um, she goes insane because her son died right in front of her, and she ends up killing herself at the end when a Bruce Wayne from a different well not Bruce Wayne from a different timeline when this this is part of the Flashpoint timeline where the Flash goes back in time, saves his mom from dying. That Flash meets Thomas Wayne, and they find out on a different timeline Bruce is alive. Um, she finds out she didn't take the news that great, and well, she jumps off a building and flats to the ground. If you haven't seen it, it is a whole animated movie. Um, read the comic book; it's pretty good. Let's see. Um, there's a whole dark history timeline where Bruce accidentally kills the Joker, and when he kills the Joker, the Joker's body releases the toxin that slowly makes Bruce Wayne go insane, and well, he becomes the Batman who laughed. It's also another comic book to look up.
I read that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I read the Batman that
you,
left.
it's a good comic book. Have you read or seen the Killing Joke movie or comic book?
Yes, I did.
There's a theory that at the end of the movie and at the end of the book, Batman snaps the Joker's neck. This is also the timeline where Joker paralyzes um, Barbara Gordon and forces uh, forces what's what's the name James Gordon uh, to watch this horrific picture slideshow of his daughter's mangled body naked in pictures. While Joker does weird things to her in the pictures. It is horrific. If you haven't read it or seen the movie and you have the stomach for it, go see it. Batman snaps the Joker's neck at the end of it. It's not shown on the movie or in the comic book, but he snaps Joker's neck. I think this was a movie. Uh, Batman Returns. Older movie where old Bruce Wayne um has to actually put on like this special suit where he is able to actually fight crime. At the very end of the movie, it's a two-part movie. The very end of the movie, Joker has a battering in his eye, and he decides to finish himself off by just turning his neck and completing a complete like making a complete neck snap. It's like they captured bone breaking in one eye. It's like ugh, but again, a pretty good movie to see if you're into seeing Batman lose his shit and actually beat the Joker practically to death. Um, let's see. I like the alternate universes where instead of like for instance, one of the favorite alternate universes of mine is the Red Sun universe. And what happens for that one is instead of baby Kal-El going to uh landing in Smallville, he ends up landing in the USSR, or the Soviet Union. Um, back when Russia was still the Soviet Union, and is literally raised by the government to be like this freaking killing machine. And the Russian government takes over more land than they could have uh, done. It's pretty insane to see what little details um would happen. What would happen if like these little details happen that instead of the pod landing in Smallville, it lands in Russia, and you have like um a Russian Superman who doesn't hold back, and he'll kill for killing's sake, or keep you in line because the government is keeping everybody in line because if you don't stay in line, they're gonna send the Red Sun after you. And I think my favorite alternate universe is literally when instead of having your superheroes do superhero things, they're these like corrupt versions of themselves. And to see that, it's like, oh, this is insane. Batman could be way darker if they wanted him to be. Superman, all it takes is one bad day for Superman to nap and become this uh dictator. Basically, it's like, oh wait, by the way, I have superpowers that are god level. I don't have to. I don't have to um take anything from you humans anymore. I could be in charge of this entire planet if I wanted to.
Just gonna let you know I got in character. So we're ready. It took me about like 30 minutes, but I got in character.
Oh my god, dude, really?
I'm
Dressing up as your Spider-Man?
Miguel O'Hara, yeah. Miles Morales, like 29.9. Yeah, it took me about like 30 minutes, so I'm wearing it this whole episode, so let's do this.
All right, I've talked to my piece. You go ahead and talk about your stuff. wearing a Spider-Man
I
costume.
need like a minute because I gotta pour a drink. So go ahead.
Of course. Freaking. Wearing your Spider-Man costume. I don't have a Spider-Man costume. No, it's a Spider-Man costume. You know what? Take Speaking of Spider-Man costumes, and I think I've talked about this with Will.
I am pouring a
I
drink. Give me
I
about a
have
couple
actually.
minutes.
Can you
Um,
shut up?
how about I just
I'm
bring up something
talking
recently that actually happened? WandaVision, Doctor Strange.
WandaVision, Doctor Strange. What
The
about them?
multiverse Doctor Strange has been introduced. Yes. What do you
Oh,
think?
um, really?
Hello?
Uh, I
That
mean,
didn't even take me 3 minutes.
kind of saw
14
that
minutes. Whoa.
coming.
14 minutes. I
Oh,
didn't thought that was that long.
speaking of multiverse and whatnot, you know how I
Josh, can
told
you
you
hear me?
about yeah, I could hear you.
Um, so Doctor Strange multiverse. We'll save until Josh got back.
I'm here. Uh-oh.
God, this is weird. We're in the Spider-Man outfit again. Pew, pew, pew.
I could
Rosie,
hear you.
smell it.
Can you hear me? Hello?
It's me, baby.
Will, can you hear me?
It's me, baby.
Will,
What was that noise?
Will, can you hear me?
All right.
Can you hear me?
You know your hero that you deserved, Rosie. I'm your hero you're getting. Hey, baby.
Can you hear me? Hello? Texting. Texting 1 2.
Hey, stop.
Can you hear me?
Don't lick the microphone, Rosie. We're waiting for Josh to get back.
I'm
Can you hear me,
here
Josh?
talking. I could hear you. I'm talking.
Oh, hey, I can finally hear you.
I didn't go anywhere. I literally been talking this whole time.
Oh, well, I must have turned it down with these fucking hands. Sorry.
Oh, whoa.
Me and Rosie were
Anyways,
having a little.
now that we're talking about Marvel's multiverse,
Oh wait,
Will
which
you
one?
remember? Hmm?
Hold on, I just lost the headphones. God, Rosie, stop. All right, what are we talking about? Because if you're gonna talk about DC, we can
Dude,
still talk
no,
about DC.
I kind of went
The whole
down and
rabbit
talked
hole.
about I there wasn't much to really talk about DC that I could pull off the side of my head. But now that we're talking about Marvel's
Ooh, ooh,
multiverse,
ooh,
so
ooh,
you
ooh, ooh, ooh,
and
ooh,
now
ooh.
that you have
I
your
do.
what?
The zombie verse. There was a zombie DC verse, right? Or was that Marvel? No, that was Marvel, wasn't it?
Marvel. It's Marvel. Okay, so now that you have your costume on, and
Yes.
I'm still doing this. I'm still planning this out. You remember me talking about making my Spider-Man cosplay?
Yes. Has it started
I'm
yet?
gonna do this. Well, I have some pieces.
Okay.
I now have to try to figure out something else and how to make that costume because my aunt and my cousin are moving to either North or South Carolina. I can't remember where they're moving to. But so my version of Spider-Man, uh, instead of him getting like the spider bite while he's still in high school. or at some point in his during high school, whatever. My guy, my version, he it's kind of like how Miguel O'Hara became Spider-Man. It wasn't really a Spider-Man. It was more he was working with uh, cross DNA from human and spider. So my version, the one that I kind of created for myself, um, he is in the military. He's working in he's working in like a chemical lab doing some cross DNAs. That's where the kind of like the Miguel O'Hara idea comes in. Um, and he injects it he injects himself with the cross DNA. Um, and it doesn't happen immediately until one day he wakes up. He's in his barracks. He's not on his bed. He's actually on the ceiling.
The
Um,
hell?
yeah.
Okay.
This is this
Okay.
is
I'm fine
But
with it.
this is my Spider-Man universe. This is
So,
how he discovers his
actually,
abilities.
I'm taking a twist on this. Okay. So you're talking about your own multiverse. Take your
Yeah.
multiverse, how it's gonna go. Like your villains and everything. We're gonna go that way.
Well, okay. So it's, it, instead of having your typical run-of-the-mill Spider-Man making his own costume right now, you know, I'm taking the idea of altering his everyday plate carrier and making it part of his costume design. And instead of having like your regular full face cover or mask, having this baklava type of mask where it does cover the full face, but leaves
So,
a giant slit for the eyes.
so,
Um,
so kind of like how, like Iron Man did for his like kind of like the just remember like his first like metal suit when he did Iron Man 1. Was it Iron Man 1 when he did that?
the Mach 1 suit for Iron Man, during Iron Man 1 where he has like this giant bulky look.
Yeah.
Not entirely that. Not that at all. Actually, I think I showed you the pictures. Um,
You, you did.
from
You
head
showed
to
me.
toe, from head to toe, it's all black military gear. With instead of your typical white webbing, it's more of like a black webbing.
So
Um,
kind of like Venom, friendly friends, kind of Venom webs.
kind of. Well, the web design looks more like Miles Morales' web design on his suit, mixed with Miguel O'Hara's spider that he has on his suit.
Okay.
So with combat gloves, black combat boots, kind of like a black camouflage pants, and then like your black like a black shirt, and then your plate carrier being black as well. Webs going up from boots all the way up through his headgear and all that stuff. So I
Ha,
kind of incorporating people from my actual life into this into this Spider universe. Again, he still is going to run into the Venom symbiote. He's still going to have a friend become an enemy, become Venom, and go from there as well. There's still going to be a Green Goblin. There still has to be a Hulk. Um,
didn't Spider-Man and Venom become like friends finally, or is that just still not a thing yet?
In in different designs and different
So,
not not really like friends. Well, when he becomes Anti-Venom, he brought Eddie Brock uh kind of into Eddie Brock and Peter Parker kind of work things out. More or less trying to still do it. Eddie Brock's still trying to do it his way, kind of like leaning towards the anti-hero. But now mine will incorporate more of what if uh what if Peter well instead of Peter Parker I am Spider-Man, I am doing Spider-Man in this. So what if like he went into the military, did all this nerdy science stuff, and the same kind of uh same kind of stuff that created the spider and human cross DNA also created the
hey,
super soldier
don't boot my headphones, Rosie. Sorry.
also created like the super soldier serum and but just like in just like in Captain America, the somehow that super soldier
So,
serum
all right, I see where you're going with this.
also gets lost. So they had to try to find out a different way of making that super soldier serum. There's still someone being turned into a Hulk. There's still someone, you know, there's still like a Tony Stark figure in this universe.
All right, so
Um,
regular heroes are all still a thing, but you're just taking the
yeah,
role. You're taking the role of pretty much Captain America and Spider-Man, kind of.
yeah. At the there's I mean there still is a Captain America, but
I kind of.
he doesn't Hulk out, but he does get much bigger because he doesn't remain as like the super soldier all the time. But even in his super soldier form, he's still the same smart person that he is naturally. But the guy that does become like the Hulk character, he he does lose some of that intelligence, but he has enough to eventually sometime some maybe some point down the road become like a smarter version of what he is now. Um, I haven't thought out maybe
Cool.
idea for like other superheroes and whatnot, but like you have your in my universe you do have your typical um Avengers lineup. Like you will have your super spy, aka your Black Widow, or your Hawkeye, or you know all the typical lineup for that. But they're more military esque. They're more you know you have the characters a lot of the characters that make up the Avengers come from either military background or in the military. You know, like you're the Iron Man of my universe. They were already trying to find a new way instead of having like a tank having a one man suit of armor. And finally, we have this person that created this Iron Man suit of armor that is basically like a tank.
So
You know,
technically, like War Machine style, almost like
Yeah. Like if you got War Machine and Iron Man, put them together and but because it's tank like suit, it takes a lot to take it down. Like
okay.
it legit takes a lot to take it down.
Uh,
And yeah, I legit put some thought into it.
okay. I've been working on my own story since we've been talking actually lately. I've been working on my own story.
Okay.
So technically mine would fall into where Batman would fall, like my family all
Mm,
died and everything. So I'm taking like a
hmm
whole new I'm taking a whole new approach on the Spider-Man pretty much era. That like the
mm,
whole family died and everything. And I did like what Peter did in the first movie. I'm taking kind of revenge and everything. So like I'm gonna go
yeah.
find who did it, and I find the guy that did it, and I still like technically killed him, but I didn't. I killed him technically with my own. Like I was a symbiote before I was the regular Spider-Man. So like
Oh.
the
So
symbiote
you're
bonded with me.
basically ahead of instead
Oh
of
yeah.
eventually down the road your first suit is the symbiote suit.
Well, so no, technically, like, okay, let me start this over. So technically, my character started as like how your character was, like he's a scientist in the area. So like
Mm, mm,
I was doing the scientist, I was being like, and we ran out of test subjects. So like none of the spiders worked or anything. So we ran out of test subjects because we were going like underground. We got kind of like we're the underground kind of place. Like technically the father worked for the underground place. So like my
mm,
father worked for the underground place and everything, and I wanted to follow in his steps kind of. So he was like, "Oh well, we ran out of like specimens. You be the next one." So I was like, all right, cool. And I went and did it. And so I technically like died, but didn't die. I like came back like in the middle of it. So like they thought I died, but then the spike of like it was like doo, but then boop 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 boop, and then I came back to life.
mm.
So I came back and everything, and they were like they knew about the powers and everything, and like I was like, all right, cool, I got powers, I'm gonna help people. And then they went to like I was like the like kind of like got hired to kill people kind of role. Like they wanted me to kill
Mhm.
people. I didn't know the role of like, all right, cool, I'm gonna kill this person. Cool, fine. And I was like, in the while I was doing this, I was finding out my powers and finding out the new roles of my powers and everything. And then like I guess like I haven't figured out the full I'm working on it still. Like but one of the persons I killed of their dad, they were still alive because they got away and I felt mercy for this one person. They found out who I was because they found out where I was made. They killed my family and I was left alive. And then now I went back, found out who it was, and kind of took like the in-game Hawkeye Spider-Man role. So I had like the sword and I was Spider-Man in the role.
Mm.
And so I killed the guy and everything. So then that's when the whole like that happened and everything. Then I found out about there was a time I was just going through the city and everything. I stumbled upon this other lab that I was supposed to go and see about. This other lab I found out about because I have this. teammate I'm working with that is on. Okay, teammate I'm working with was you. You're pretty much the Captain America of my team, and I was like the Spider-Man. So, so I went. You gave me the location. I went and looked off at it, and I went and I found the symbiote in that lab. But like the whole like mission went AWOL because I was like pretty much like it was a setup, but you didn't know. And when I got there, like shit hit the fan. The symbiote cage got demolished. Symbiote bonded with me, and the whole building went up flames. You thought I died. I come back through the fucking like fire and swing up on like a like ledge, and you're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And me and the symbiote bonded. So pretty much, I didn't need the sword no more because I got the weapons through the symbiote. So I pretty much was like, well, here, you can have the sword now that I was given. And you took the sword and everything. So you're pretty much like a Captain America with a katana, or like a little, you're like a badass dude. Like, dude, I don't know where this came from, but it was like, you know what? This is kind of like cool and everything. And the story that was going was like, yeah, this kind of worked. Cause like I guess your family, like I made it kind of like your family knew my family and everything, so it was like kind of like we knew each other for a while and everything. So like you're like kind of grateful I gave you the sword, but then you were like, oh, are you good and everything? Pretty much we came like road Avengers, like we're like rogue.
Hmm.
So like if people only needed us, we'd come out and help. Which I thought was a badass story. Like I really thought it was like this would kind of be up money your alley. Like if it was like really and truly like this would be up, and like you kind of like helped me control the symbiote suit so like I could more and be able to use it and everything. So we like I guess you kind of like develop a way for me to only knew when to use it and everything.
Yeah.
So you're like this kind of like smart Captain America kind of dude. So like that's kind of the role that we took. Like I was just like we went for like rogue Avengers, but we were like we knew how to use our powers only if people needed us. But yeah,
Hmm.
now say you were able for Milmir and I was me and you killed Thanos. So
Hmm. Well, at least Dallas is dead without snapping, right?
yeah, I'm not gonna say who had wielded the glove, but yeah, we were there at the end of the fight. Me and you were like in. They called us and we had to come to the fight for Thanos and had to help out. So yeah, we were there. Needless to say, your character actually got a Iron Captain America suit.
Nice.
So you were able to, you know how like you were able to like throw your shield, but it would like stay there, and then you're able to duplicate another one.
Hmm.
You were
Nice.
able, yeah. So you're able to throw one, duplicate one, throw one, duplicate one, throw one. So yeah, your character, like we were, that's what I'm saying. Like you were like the smart guy in our group, but I was like we were rogue, so no one could find us unless they wanted to find us. And then like,
Nice.
but we had like a hideout. But you were trying to help me more of the reason we went rogue is because you were trying to help me control the little symbiote I had because
Yeah.
you knew kind of what would happen if I went off the rails. Like you were the only one that knew
Yeah.
kind of because pretty much the story was like if I you like left me in like a cage for a while to see what had happened and you saw my behavior from day to day. So like you knew the safe words, you knew like the word to calm me down. You knew like, look, dude, like this is bad, but is good in the same sense because we kind of need this, but also since we're rogue, we don't need like no one needs to know what's going on.
Yeah.
We had our own little team. It was a pretty good team. We were like a team of like I think like four. So we had a sniper, we had you, we had me, and then we had like our medic. So we had like a pretty good team we went by, and that was like our little rogue team that we went by.
Hmm. Nice. Very nice. Very good.
Yeah, it's a little far fetched, but I felt good because our sniper was kind of like a Ghost Rider dude. So like his weapon was like a Ghost Rider sniper, which I was like, this would be like a badass fucking Ghost Rider. Because imagine getting sniped out by Ghost Rider, like that'd be like the worst. Just like a fire fucking like bolt coming flying at you and just boom, you're dead, and then getting engulfed in fucking flames and then like ashes. So there's like no evidence, nothing left. I understand it's a little far fetched, but it could be a multiverse. I could see it kind of being like a rogue multiverse kind of like that's what's great about the multiverse. There's different areas in the multiverse we don't know about.
Anything could happen.
But did you hear about the? I know we're going off topic with this one. The Sonic 4 movie where they're gonna go take place with that one. Did you have you heard about that?
I've heard of different ideas of where they could be springboarding from. Possibility, a possibility of not only did Sonic at the end of the movie go too far past the what's it called, the finish line. There's a possibility that the next movie, just based off of a just based off of a deleted scene that was supposed to happen. Um, uh, Dr. Robotnik is in a distant future where he now is the ruler of Earth. So I don't know. There's different theories or possibilities that could happen for the fourth Sonic movie.
Do you already hear this one?
Okay.
So you remember in the ending of Sonic 3 where they had the robot Sonic?
Hmm.
Did you see how his laser beams kind of were pink and everything?
Yeah.
You're kind of right because robotics technically not dead because of
No, I knew
Shadow's
that.
chaos control. So technically he has Shadow kidnapped supposedly in some kind of chamber, and he found Amy. He has a piece of Amy's little fur like he did with Sonic and
Hmm.
gave all those robotic Sonics a piece of fur. That's why their
Mm,
beams are pink. And Amy supposedly got
interesting.
out. Supposedly Amy got out and everything. That's why she has her little magic Hamlet, because she's gonna do right, destroy them, help Sonic save Shadow.
Interesting.
Supposedly also in the fourth movie or the fifth movie, we're supposed to have Silver. Silver is going to introduce us to
Yeah,
now.
I heard that there's a that Silver should be somewhere either fourth or fifth movie.
Supposedly that's when he's supposed to come in because we're going to be introduced next to after this. It's going to be next. It's going to be since Robotnik's not going to be going after the Chaos Emeralds because they're going to be hiding him away again. He's going to go after the Time Emerald.
Mm,
So I'm kind of excited for that one. But
yeah,
all right, here's another one that I'm going to hit you with for
I think I
time.
could do one more.
Oh, I got two more
Because
left.
okay, we could do two more because I have early morning tomorrow.
Well, you'll like these next last two.
Okay.
Wolverine. Time versus
Okay.
Wolverine.
Hmm.
Started off, you're a big fan of the X-Men, if I remember.
I mean, so you have Old Man Logan.
Actually,
You
hold
have
on. Who are you the most big fan of? I know you're Batman and Spider-Man. Who's the next big one?
uh, probably Wolverine. So I mean, it's perfect. Perfect topic.
That's what I thought.
But
Okay, go ahead.
you have your Old Man Logan. You have well, your Old Man Logan does run into uh a version of the Hulk that I don't really want to talk about. It's kind of weird.
Good.
Um, yeah, let's put it this way. Um, at some point in the future, Hulk, well, he remained instead of turning into Bruce Banner and then vice versa, he remains as the Hulk, and She-Hulk and him. And mind you, She-Hulk and Bruce Banner and She-Hulk, they're cousins. Whoa, She-Hulk and Bruce Banner's Hulk. They they
Fucked.
they they, they yeah.
There's no simple way to
They
put it.
have they have kids and whatnot. So hillbilly uh
Alabama.
hillbilly Alabama he's my
Isn't
brother and my cousin at the same time.
isn't there a point where Hulk went to like Asgard and fought Thor and shit? Like, didn't he fight Thor in Asgard?
I think so, possibly. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the Old Man Logan stuff.
There's a lot of shit that
Um,
goes down with Hulk as well. Hulk has a lot of
yeah.
shit. But go ahead.
I mean, there's literally a universe where uh where Wolverine has uh has liquid antimantium poured on him, and technically he dies, but he's not really dead underneath that because, well, his healing factor is just healing him the entire time. Yeah, that was you have the zombie verse version. There's actually that one's kind of interesting. Um,
There was a thing we talked about at work. Could you imagine Wolverine having vibranium claws and like bones and shit? How bad it would kind of get, or how good it would
yeah,
get?
that would. Well, someone actually did talk about that. That would actually be a better would have been a better uh choice to make his body his instead of antimantium, vibranium would have been a much better choice.
But then
But they
the downfall would have been the sound and everything. It had been the big downfall.
that
Like,
would be the downfall, but there are ways around it.
especially like if it's infused inside of his body, like how bad would it wouldn't get that terrible because then he would just turn into like putty and everything because he would his all of his bones would just be like and like turn into putty. Like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a win-win in one situation and it's like a loss in the other.
yeah,
I think it'd be kind of cool to see how far they would go with it though. I'd want to see how far they would go with the vibranium. Like, structure with him. They should do it with the girl right now because like she has I what is she? She's the same thing, right? She's Wolverine 20. What is she? The girl, like she's
Um.
20. She's
Oh,
like
what?
20.
No, she's Weapon 20, either Weapon 23 or Weapon 24. I can't remember.
I think 23. They should like
Yeah.
do something with that with her, but
Yeah.
turn her to like 20, like 24, kind of, and turn her from being Iantium into Vibranium.
I can see that. That'd be kind of interesting.
It'd be a good like DC no Marv Wolverine's Marvel, yeah, because he's Deadpool. So yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel, yeah, it'd be a good Marvel twist. Because right now we're getting the that kind of twist anyways. We're getting like that'd be a great kind of twist for like, oh she's kind of dying, we need to save her. Boom,
Yeah.
take her to Wakanda. Wakanda, oof, language today for me. Oof. Every episode I say a
W
word wrong.
Wakanda.
Oof. Yeah, Wakanda. Well,
Wakanda.
because especially like how Buddy right now has his vibranium arm, so we know
Yeah.
they have vibranium there, which
Yeah.
Buddy is supposed to be having his own movie, White Wolf. I'm kind of
Mm,
excited.
that's
I'm
gonna be
kind of
interesting.
I'm kind of excited. But
Yep.
yeah, it'd be a good one. Got anything to say about it? You kind of excited for Buddy having his own movie?
Yeah. I mean, be interesting.
He's been
I
he's been out there with Captain America for how long now?
A long time.
This next one's gonna be I think one of your favorites because we talked about Spider-Man already. And
Okay.
I've it's either this one or I got another one. I got a backup one in my hand if you don't like this one. Deadpool.
Okay. Okay. You go ahead and talk about Deadpool because yeah.
Or my backup one, Thor.
You go ahead and talk about Deadpool. You,
Oh,
you leave you leave Thor out of this.
he doesn't deserve this conversation.
You
Is
leave
there
my God out of this.
is there any other kind of superheroes you can think of that
Not
this
really.
like Hulk doesn't have that interesting of a multi. Ooh, Doctor Strange has an
He
interest. Doctor Strange or
okay.
Hulk.
Um.
They both have a good one. Because technically, if you think about it, in game they were both in like well no, Infinity War. Doctor Strange went through the multiverse to find their ending. Hulk kind of went to like not the multiverse, but he found the bonding point because he did the same thing as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So technically, they're both two good ones. Deadpool and Wolverine, they deserve like their own kind of episode because how great of people they were.
Yeah.
I have a good one for an episode of Deadpool versus Slade of a death battle of who would win.
Oh,
I
I've seen
would
that one.
I would like to pair
Deadpool won that one easily.
I have a different point. Oof. I have a different opinion, but I'm gonna wait till we get to that kind of conversation of a
Yeah.
death battle because I feel like we're gonna hit a. I've been watching death battle lately, so I feel like we're gonna be hitting a death battle era here soon. Which I know you've been watching death battle for a while, so
Yeah.
death battle era. Get ready for it, people. We'll give you one, probably like one every week, maybe if Josh is up for it. A death battle era,
That sounds alright.
because with what we know about. Thing is, people, Rosie, my costume's on its way. I'm Spider-Man, Rosie. You need to leave me alone. I'll whip you up, bitch. That's right. All right. So who would you like to talk about? Is there anybody else like a superhero that you would like to have a multiverse actually of?
Um, I
If you
think
could.
they've all had a multiverse, so
All right.
mm,
If we're not gonna, I think we've hit the like climax of what we wanted on multiverse. How about we
yeah,
get? How about we get to this point? What did you think of the Venom? Not Venom. Well, okay, yeah. What did you think of Venom Last Dance? If you did you watch it?
I haven't seen it.
I saw it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you then. What about Wolverine and Deadpool? What did you think of
Fantastic, fantastic movie.
bring it up?
About damn time that they had
Bring it up.
a about damn time that they had a uh MCU where they're not worried about saying cuss words and they,
I
you know,
can.
brought these people who haven't been on uh who were supposed to have a bigger um cinematic stuff going on, but because of whatever circumstances, movies got canceled and whatnot. Finally seeing the light of day. It's like
So
some of them might actually get new movies now.
technically, in Wolverine and Deadpool, didn't we get technically the multiverse because of all the other Deadpools and everything? And the what was it called? The other world with
The
the not the rejects. It
we
was technically the rejects, but like the people that went there because of like they didn't do what they were told or something.
well, it's supposed to be like development hell in that area, but yeah, we we get the Deadpool core made up of multiple Deadpools over the freaking multiverse.
Plus the girl.
Lady Deadpool.
Yeah, his wife was Lady Deadpool actually,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I thought was a good thing. I thought it was pretty funny that his wife was Lady Deadpool. Then we had Xavier's sister was in it as you know.
Technically technically she's kind of like she's not technically his sister. She kind of I forget what it's actually called, but it's like she formed in the womb while when he was still in his mom's womb, and technically is not even supposed to exist outside of the womb, but somehow she clinged to a kind of sort of cling to like a body or whatever. But
Hmm,
yeah,
okay.
she
I
has
mean,
similar powers to him, but
just
obviously
like
she has to physically touch your brain to be able to get the
AKA
information.
AKA what Deadpool said. You have to pretty much face fuck the person to do the thing.
Hmm.
Um, what did you think? I thought it was funny when they did the thing with Pyro and everything with him in there. It just when Deadpool's like he's gonna say it, he's gonna say it, and then he's like,
Yeah, he's thinking that he was getting Captain America when he ended up getting the Human Torch.
oh, is
He's
it?
gonna say it. And it's instead of Avengers Assemble, it's Flame On. I'm like,
Oh, I thought it was
yeah.
Pyro. I thought
Oh
you
no,
saying
Pyro was the guy that took his fire away.
that's who I was thinking. Okay, because yeah, I was like wondering. I was like, all right, this is either Pyro or this is a dude from Fantastic Four. And I was like, I couldn't figure their names because I got their names confused. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
he was. It was Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and
Flame
Pyro.
Torch.
Yeah,
Um. Then there was the van fight. That was fucking great. I love the little van
yeah.
fight.
The fact that it was in a tiny, confound space and it lasted all the way into the night. Like, I understand these are two people that could literally do as much damage to each other and can't die because their healing factor is too great. And
But
it's like they knew that they could, but it's like, oh, we're gonna make this tiny van as bloody and gory as possible.
but doesn't Deadpool heals slower than Wolverine does? That
No,
no, really.
no.
I
Well,
in the movies they seem
actually, it depends on what happens.
because when he gets
Wolverine,
Thor,
if Wolverine's arm was cut off, he can't grow his arm back. Deadpool can grow his could grow every Deadpool's healing factor. Um, even if Deadpool was reduced down to a puddle of blood, that puddle of blood could regrow an entire human, and Wade Wilson is reborn.
this
All
one's
that's all he needs.
this one.
Deadpool's healing factor is if Deadpool's healing factor is quick when it's smaller cuts, but it's slower if it's something like in the first Deadpool, he cuts his own arm, cuts his own hand off. The second Deadpool, he literally gets ripped in
Ripped in
half.
half by Juggernaut. Juggernaut
Yeah.
literally rips him in half. He was able to heal with his
So
leg. His bottom half was able to heal.
technically, if they wanted to, they could have gone straight comic book accurate with that, and even his legs should have been able to regrow an entire different Wade Wilson. But I'm not sure if they're gonna end up going down that road. So it's like Wolverine's healing factor is great enough where he wouldn't lose a limb, but if Wolverine lost a limb, he wouldn't be able to regrow it because of the antimantium and all that stuff. It's like he would need a freaking antimantium blade to cut through his arm.
Hmm.
It,
That's what I'm saying. That's when
yeah,
we need death battles like segment in our podcast because it'd be a great segment
yeah,
once a week. Once a week we'll do one. I actually have a couple in mind. If you would like to hear them for a minute, see what your thoughts of them are.
I I would like to hear them, but I need to go sleepy by right now.
Yeah, I just saw time too really quick.
I had to be up at 5 o'clock, 5:30 tomorrow.
I had to be up at 4, so yeah, I got like 3 hours to be up.
Yeah,
This shows our dedication to this podcast for you people. We're still getting up at these times. My God. Tomorrow, I say we do Death Battle Talk. We'll do it
okay,
I say we do it every Thursday. Every Thursday we'll do a
every
Death Battle.
Thursday.
Every Thursday
Okay,
seems like a good day. Every Thursday.
yeah,
Okay. This has been the Sea Boys. We talked about multiverse today,
yeah,
which we didn't get. I think we got a good discussion on the multiverse. If you guys want to bring it back up, we will. But this has been the Sea Boys. My name is Will, aka King of Games 494 at Twitch.
I'm Josh, and I'm tired.
And that's been the Sea Boys podcast out.
Yay.